This channel is supported by Truefire.
Well, what is this all about then? It's the Truefire Summer Music Festival. What I'm going to tell you about, you can get 1 month of all access for just $1. The all access, you can dip in and out of every single course on Truefire, so that's a really great way to get some awesome courses down you.
So I'm quite excited about this one. I think this is about my favourite Strat tone. No, seriously. I was trying to dial in, and I was experimenting really with Justin Ostrander's kind of settings. This is what I've ended up with. I've done a video on this before, the specifics of this, which was kind of around this idea, really, of using the vibrato channel of a Deluxe Reverb with the bass lower. So here you can see that's at like 0.7. The mids are stock, just left as they are default. Treble is pushed up a bit, like 7.2. So this is the mid gain setting. I've also got some lower gain ones, but anyway, that's kind of the idea, right? Bass kind of low, treble kind of high, gain kind of high. And this other thing here is causing a bit of noise, but this is just a gain boost of plus 10 dB in front of this. So that was kind of the lead tone. What I like about it, I'll show you more of the settings, but what I like about it is kind of it keeps the bite. Also the touch responsiveness, it's kind of got a lot of the things that I like, but also you got a bit of sizzle. And a bit more of that transparency though. So that you can kind of hear a bit more of, like, you know, if it happens to be the case that you've changed pickup or whatever, it's a little bit less compression than my normal tones. There's not a compressor here, that's kind of one of the keys. We're using like the amp cooking as the compression. We've got a kick in the low-high shelf, 149, so this is kind of giving it some extra weight. Just make it feel like you've got a little bit of air moving potentially. It's not going to actually make a huge difference. Another thing, this is a cab that I use all the time, and here's an area that you may want to investigate if you want to open this up a little bit more with no high cut. So we're using the 4x12 Cali V30 67 condenser, position 3.9. If we had no high cut, it would sound like this. But I'm kind of using this as a way to warm it up, roll off some of those highs. A nice medium point might be like 7 kilohertz. Particularly younger guys, this might be too dark. But this is kind of designed that might work quite nicely if you were to plug it into an FRFR or into like front of house and get as much of the spiky stuff. So that's cabs. Delays is my normal favorite delay settings. Again, these are totally optional. Left 375, right 500, 7162 on the feedback. The mix is fairly high here, 23%. No modulation or anything. Without that though, you'd still get a pretty... So this is kind of doing slapback and reverb. We've got 5.1 on the Glitz stereo, 1 millisecond pre-delay, low cut off, high cut 15.5, mix 22%, so a bit higher than sometimes I would use, and the delay there, which is doing a slapback thing of like 64 milliseconds, etc, etc. So that's the mid-gain thing. The clean That mix comes down to 18%. I turn off the delay. Nothing else changes except on the amp here. This is like a Deluxe Reverb on 3.8. Okay, so that's the settings for that. Now another thing you might want to try, this is just mixing two ideas up. Oh, I've got rid of my amp, that's what. No bed. Right, let's try that again. Right. So instead of that, come up here, Dynamics, Legacy, Boost Compressor. Compression and output up, maybe. I just like the straightforward clean boost, so that's kind of what I was working on. Screaming, we turn, I think. Yeah, we just got two snapshots really that are working clean and mid. Screaming, I guess we could just go all the way. And open this up. Snapshot, controller, snapshots. And open up the treble as well, all the way. Snapshots. That's what I was working on. I hope that's a tone that some of you guys also dig, because it's a sort of more transparent, biting sort of stratty thing. A bit less smooth than my usual that I've been looking for a while. Something a little bit more in the realm of like a JTM type thing. Do you know what I mean? I used to use something like that to get these tones that were a bit more on the bitey side, and I really have been missing them. But I hope that's something that some of you guys can make some use out of. Jump into the Gumroad folder and that'd be your place to grab them. And then I'll just show you a tone that I got out of a real dual professional, which actually, maybe this is the perfect Strat tone really. Catch you in another video soon. If you get anything out of these Helix dialing in type videos, do feel free to use the Buy Me a Coffee link or grab the patches from the Gumroad. Cheers for stopping by.